Lag spike. It's not your computer once again. It is my shit fraps, and we are back. All right. Sorry for the weird intro. I'm a bit more hyper than I was in my last commentary. I'm trying to be a bit more, comfortable with my, myself on. Okay, I'm not on camera, but just try to make my commentary much more flowing, much more just coherent. And I'm not really the type to do that whole scripting thing. I mean, maybe I'm just lazy or something, but I mean, it's whatever. And I'm realized that this is my second video, and I still haven't really done that formal introduction thing. And as of now, you still don't know who the fuck I am or what my purpose is here. But don't worry, you'll find out all that. You'll find out all that in due time. I'm honestly just still planning it in a way. Here holy shit, this is just a random gameplay I got with the engineer. Um, and my Centric goes on a little tear there, and I'm just trying to sponge it, repair it and everything. So it doesn't die, and I think I pick up a couple kills and then eventually, get burned to death. There I get the soldier new launcher thing, which I used and I hated because I just suck. I mean, I'm aware it's good if you can actually aim, but I can't, so. Alright, so, engineer gameplay, from my experience, I'm aware it can be a bit dull, because it's literally... Ooh, voice crack. Don't you just love puberty? I'm aware that it's a little boring, because it's kind of, you're literally just beating off... Okay, you're not beating off. You're, beating a building with a wrench over and over again, sentry gun, teleporters, dispensers, and I mean, it's kind of just, and you just maintain them, and you don't really do anything. Your sentry's gonna do everything for you. Which I'm aware can be a bit boring, and I mean, I'd like to apologize for that, but I mean, I'm a big fan of the engineer. Just because, I mean, when you're against a smart team, like a team that knows what they're doing, the engineer's probably not your best bet, because when you're versing intelligent players, a sentry can be brought down really quickly by a demo man, like any class almost. Like any class, a spy, any class can really bring it down if the person behind the keyboard is, somewhat fucking intelligent. But if you're against a team of a bunch of, BK Randys, they're gonna get fucked because like I love it when you're against those people that just never catch on to where your sentry is, or they do and they just don't care and they just run in over and over again. And your sentry gun is like extremely powerful level 3. Like you will bring down people like even heavy in seconds. And I mean if you can bring down heavy in seconds, you're pretty much bringing down any other class within milliseconds. Like the minute your sentry gun even sees someone, they're gonna die. But obviously the engineer does have a lot of downsides. I mean in direct combat he suffers because he's not really good at anything. I mean he comes with a pistol and a shotgun, but honestly those don't really end up serving him very well. Um, like pretty much he has to rely, all his damage output is solely based on his turret, and there I get fucking backstabbed out of nowhere, which a bit rage inducing, I'm not gonna lie. So here we go again. I mean, it's always the same shit, whenever you die, rebuild your sentry, and boring. Honestly, this video I don't really want to talk about the gameplay. I want to talk about something else. But what proof that these aren't rehearsed at all. I just yawn like an asshole. Like, I don't really want to get into the formal introduction just yet because, what's the point? Because I honestly do kind of want to prepare that a little bit for you guys, because I think you guys deserve some kind of, like, quality when it comes to something like that. But, I mean, what else is there to talk about? Random subjects. How about the earthquakes and the Hurricane Irene coming to hit the East Coast? I mean, that shit is pretty interesting. Okay, it's not really interesting to me at all, because, I mean, okay, I live in Virginia, and Virginia, if you live in Virginia, or if you live, like, somewhere on the East Coast, like, we all know that natural disasters are very rare for us. The closest thing to a natural disaster for us is, like, the Chick-fil-A being closed on Sundays, or something, Like, that's a disaster to me. Because, I mean, we're in such a kind of just a very quiet area, not much shit happens. I mean, no hurricanes, no epic earthquakes, no epic shit at all. The most we get is just rain, which to any Virginian or anything like that is just boring as hell and just, shitty, depressing, boring weather. But, we something interesting is that we actually got an earthquake a couple days ago, and I'm sure not just the East Coast has heard of it. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know if it was like it's like on freaking world news, but I mean, I think it was a pretty big deal, especially on the East Coast, because people on the East Coast, you have to keep in mind, like this, it was the first earthquake for like 90% of the people. It was the first earthquake for me. Like half of us had no idea what the hell it was. Like, my mom fucking flipped and like thought the house was gonna collapse or something. I mean, let me give you the story. Let me give you like the breakdown. So, I'm asleep and it's like I wake up at 1 p.m. Yeah, I wake up at 1 p.m. That's just what I do. And I wake up and everything's shaking and I'm like, what's going on here exactly? And because keep in mind, I've never, experienced an earthquake, and everything is shaking. Like I hear the dishes rattling and everything. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm half asleep, so I can't really register completely. Like if I was awake, I probably could have thought like, oh shit, like this is something, like a natural disaster or something. But I'm half asleep, so I'm thinking, oh, like is it really windy outside or something like that, like something really really stupid. And so I'm just sitting there like an idiot for probably a couple minutes. I mean, not a couple minutes, I mean, in stat wise, like speaking of numbers, the earthquake honestly only lasted like 10-15 seconds, so it wasn't anything mind-boggling. But like that happened. And then finally, when I'm awake, and by the time that it's already been over, I'm like, it finally hits me. I'm like, oh damn, that was that an earthquake? And I'm still suspicious. So obviously, where's the first place to go when you want to know if something's went down? You go to Facebook. We all know that. Like nothing's official until it's on Facebook. That earthquake, as far as we know, never fucking happened until it's on Facebook. So I go on Facebook, and obviously, statuses are already popping up like earthquake, oh shit, and all my friends in Northern Virginia are like, oh my god, fucking 2012, Jesus is gonna rape us all, shit like that. And so I'm like, okay, and for some reason it doesn't really affect me that much. I'm like, oh damn, an earthquake, tight. Like I kind of get that whole like coolness factor, if anything. But at the same time, I'm home alone, and I feel like I want to check if my family's okay because the rest of my family works. So I call my mom, but none of the phones work in the house at all. Like I'm pretty sure for like the next 30 minutes or hour, I don't know if it was the earthquake, but it fucked up the like I know it fucked up. I know for sure that it's really fucked up the cell phone wireless shit because no one's phone was working. No one's ever all the wireless networks were down, and my landlines were down too. Like I don't know if it was just me, but my landlines were fucked as well. I couldn't make any calls. I kept getting error beeps. And like it just the calls wouldn't go through. My cell phone literally once said to me, "Call failed," and it was with like five exclamation points. Like what phone does that? Like it fucking screams in your face, "Call failed." Like it's like some asshole randomly wrote it and like typed it in as text the minute it happened or something. Like it's the way people talk over AIM, which I find just kind of unprofessional. But anyway, so like none of my calls are going through, and I'm getting kind of angry. Not because I'm panicking, because I don't really like. I know from that the strength of that earthquake, it probably didn't cause much damage. But I'm just getting pissed off. Like it's just kind of like that feeling when your fucking internet doesn't work. It's like you just get so frustrated. You want to like okay, I was about to say stick your dick in your computer, but I don't think anyone gets that feeling. Neither do I. Don't accuse me. Freudian slip. Anyway, but but I was just getting really pissed off because I wanted to, make sure everyone was all right, and it was just nothing was working. It was pissing me off, and I mean, and eventually, the internet still works and all that, so I was just AIMing people and Facebook messaging people, and just trying to just get the gist of like what the fuck is going on, and like I'm pretty sure everyone was just in the same position I was. Like none of the all the shit was down, nothing was really working. Um, and eventually, a couple minutes, everything starts working again, and I mean, it's kind of a mixed opinion. A lot of people are flipping out, a lot of people are being dumbasses about it, and it's times like this when I just don't like being on Facebook because like when anything bad goes down or anything vaguely mentionable, like shit, people just like shit just has to hit the fan. Like everyone has to be like, oh my god, fucking earthquake! Exclamation point, and your entire news feed is about this earthquake that lasted 10 seconds. That like didn't do any damage whatsoever. I'm pretty sure, no major damage, anyways. And it was hilarious. I'm sure you guys have seen it. And Jericho, if you guys heard of him, COD commentator, pretty cool guy. Actually, I like love him. I have like a little man crush on him. And and this picture's been all over the internet. It's like I don't remember the caption exactly, but it's like the devastation of the Northern Virginia or East Coast earthquake, and it shows like a backyard, and it's just like four lawn chairs, and one of them's dropped, one of them's fallen over, and it's like it's just funny as hell. Like just look it up, you'll find it, and just the irony of it, and the truth of it, just really hits you because you're like, damn, you're right. Everyone's flipping out over this for no reason. And yeah, all right, I gotta go, guys. Peace.